The world is full of mysteries and secrets, and so is the ocean. It is beyond human imagination to know the depths of these secrets. There are hundreds and thousands of fellow living beings with whom we share our planet Earth, and yet we are often clueless about their mere existence. One such creature is the infamous sea otter. The sea otter is a marine mammal that is originally found in northern and eastern Pacific Oceans. It is more commonly known as an aquatic member of the weasel family. It usually lives near the shores of the oceans and seas. Talking about their evolution, the sea otter is rightly believed to be the heaviest member of the family ฎ. It is also the smallest marine animal. ฎ is basically a group of nearly 13 otter species and terrestrial animals. The group not only includes animals like the sea otter, but also weasels, badgers, and minks. Some animals from this group have the potential to live their entire lives without coming out of the water, while some who do come out of the water have no desire to dig burrows or dens. Many of the sea otter's characteristics have forced the scientists to conclude that it is a bit different from his other family members. There is also a theory that points to the uncanny resemblance of the sea otter with the earless seals, in terms of traits and behavior, of course. However, the animal also has shared characteristics with the African speckled-throated otter, European otter, African clawless otter, and Oriental small-clawed otter, to name a few. All of these aforementioned animals shared common ancestors roughly 5 million years ago. The modern otter that we see today has evolved majorly in Russia and afterward. It has spread to countries like Alaska and the American coast. As compared to hundreds and thousands of aquatic animals who have lived on this earth longer than we can fathom, the sea otter is a relatively new species of marine animal. Even so, the sea otter is believed to be far more developed and better in terms of evolution than most animals. For instance, it is said to be more evolved than the pinnipeds who need to frequently visit the land in order to give birth. History has it that the sea otter was not called a sea otter at the very beginning. It is still unknown as to when the sea otter was originally discovered, but theories about its scientific description were found way back in 1751. Even when it was not called a sea otter and instead its first name ever was Lutra marina, not quite satisfied with it, the scientists kept changing its name quite frequently in the past. In 1922, it was named Enhydra lutris, where Enhydra means in the water and lutris means otter. Much later, just before being named as the sea otter, it started being referred to as the sea beaver, despite the fact that it is not even remotely related to beavers. The only reason for it being called a sea beaver was because it held similar commercial value to the terrestrial beavers. Several otter species are believed to live in the fresh waters and marine coastal habitats, which is a common indicator of their efficient adaptation into the marine world. The sea otter has 3 worldwide subspecies too in its family: the Asian sea otter, northern sea otter, and the southern sea otter. The Asian sea otter is most commonly found in the north of Japan and spreads to parts of Russia along the western Pacific Ocean. The northern sea otter is native to Alaska and Oregon along the eastern Pacific Ocean, whereas the southern sea otter resides in central and southern California. Amongst these 3 subspecies, the Asian sea otter is considered to be the largest. As far as the morphological characteristics of the sea otter are concerned, the weight of the average male sea otter is approximately 22 to 45 kilograms, whereas their height ranges from 1.2 to 1.5 meters. Although the heaviest male sea otter ever recorded weighed 54 kilograms, the female sea otters are relatively smaller and can be measured from 1 to 1.4 meters in length. Their weight can range from 14 to 33 kilograms on average. The sea otter is said to have the thickest fur coat as compared to all other animals and usually depends on its thick fur to keep itself warm. Talking about its fur, the sea otter has roughly 150,000 strands of hair on every square centimeter of its body. The long hair of the fur coat is waterproof and the lowermost layer is mostly dry, which ensures that the animal escapes the cold. This happens because the heat-trapping qualities of the fur keep the cold water away and there is no loss of already existing heat from the body. The sea otter does not have a particular shedding season, so the fur keeps on replacing itself over a distinctive course of time. The sea otter has amazingly soft and loose skin with an even softer skeleton that allows it to bend and reach all the parts of its body with utmost ease. Therefore, the animal is also capable of grooming its own fur in a proper manner. The color palette of the fur usually consists of colors like dark brown, silver to gray, yellow, grayish brown, black, etc. When a sea otter reaches maturity and becomes an adult, the color of the chest and head and throat become much lighter as compared to the rest of the body. The animal has a unique quality wherein it can close its nostrils and ears if need be. Its broad hind legs provide the ability to swim. It has a short, thick, and muscular tail. The paws of the sea otter are equipped with retractable claws which enables it to get a tighter grip on its prey. The bones are mostly dense enough to reduce buoyancy. While swimming, the sea otter can reach up to speed of 9 kilometers per hour. When the animal is underwater and swimming, it elongates its body, which leads to better body structure. The sea otter usually stays active during the daytime and therefore is diurnal in nature. It prefers eating a meal first thing in the morning before sunrise, and then it rests for an hour during the afternoon. It goes for another round of feeding after waking up, and then a third round commences at midnight. It is estimated that a sea otter commonly spends at least 24 to 60% of its day on feeding. After eating, it rolls into the water and gets rid of the food crumbs on its fur. It prefers feeding on snails, clams, and small fish. But fact, sea otters are the only animal to catch fish with their paws and not through the mouth. The sea otters are also known to prey on sea urchins, mollusks, mussels, and crustaceans. In fact, it can prey on hundreds of marine species. Interestingly, sea otters prefer challenges and can even go for larger animals like giant octopuses to eat. And even when crazy enough, it can go after sharks and birds. Sea otters are often considered keystone species who feed on sea urchins to control their population and ultimately protect the kelp forest from vanishing. Another unique characteristic of the sea otter is that it uses special tools to make the hunting and feeding process easier. The animal holds a rock against its chest while attacking animals to break open their shells. It can also use large stones to hit its prey. Here's one more interesting fact about the sea otter. These animals hold hands while they sleep to prevent them from flowing away from each other. Male sea otters have multiple female partners throughout their lifetime. When the male and the female mate underwater, the male usually bites on the female's muzzle and holds her head underwater. By the looks of it, it is quite clear that the mating process is a bit gruesome. Sea otters living in the northern regions give birth during May and June, whereas the ones living in the southern region give birth between January and March. The gestation period usually ranges from 4 to a maximum of 12 months. Once the pups are born, the mother keeps them with herself for another 6 to 8 months before they become independent. In some cases, when food is not easily available, a mother is forced to abandon her pups even before they reach maturity. The survival rate of the pups is a bit problematic since, as per statistics, only 25% of the pups are able to survive their first year. Female otters are believed to be extremely protective, caring, attentive, and affectionate towards their pups. The sea otter has some well-known predators like the great white sharks, sea lions, orcas, and bald eagles, which are known to grab the otters from the surface of the water. However, sea otters do fight back and attack the sharks and eagles in return.
Oh my god.
If the otters were to come on land, they might become dinner for bears and coyotes. The population of sea otters was once recorded to be between 150,000 and 300,000, but then large-scale poaching started between 1741 to 1911, which caused a major decline in the numbers. Apart from hunting, oil spills have also been a major reason for their extinction, and are considered to be an endangered species. However, a ban on hunting activities, marine conservation plans, and government initiatives have been implemented to protect the survival of these sea otters. Tell us what you think of this thick fur sea urchin snapper, fearless male gigolo beautiful beast in the comments section below, and tell us what you would like to watch next time. Like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more amazing beasts. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.